Today we continue with our class laws of Tzedakah Maaser, and we start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and it says, with love and respect. We find that the sages willingly brought a shame upon themselves in order to save another person from being shamed. It happened once, as Rabban Gamliel said, awaken 7 judges for me and have them come to the attic. Next morning, Rabban Gamliel Rabban Gamliel awoke and found 8 judges in the attic. He declared, whoever ascended without permission should descend. Shmuel HaKatan arose and said, I am the one who ascended without permission. It was not really Shmuel HaKatan who ascended without permission, but someone else. It was only because of the embarrassment that the person would have suffered that Shmuel HaKatan made his admission. It's from Sanhedrin 11a. So we see that many cool story about this person, Shmuel HaKatan. HaKatan means small. He's small maybe in size, but very big in Kedusha. Right, so Rabbi asked 7 people to come. It's not people, he said 7 judges. So if Rabbi, I'm just adding from myself, just thinking out loud, if he asks 7 judges to come, it's very special people. So why would somebody of these very special people come without an invitation? That's a very interesting question. I don't know. It's not like simpletons. They think that it's free meal, right? It's big judges. Okay, so one of them came without invitation. Rabbi said, who is extra? Shmuel HaKatan said, me. Of course, it was not him, but he left. Okay. Not to embarrass other person. Surely then, one should help his friend correct any improper behavior that could lead to his embarrassment. Certainly, one sees that fellow is acting in a manner which is contrary to halacha, is obligated to inform him of his of this privately, and if necessary, rebuke him. In so doing, he will fulfill both commandments: to reprove one's fellow, Vayikra 19:17, and commandments to love one fellow as oneself. When one helps his fellow Jew to improve his divine service, he brings great satisfaction, as it were, to Hashem. Conversely, when one disparages his fellow before the others for having behaved incorrectly, what does one above gain from this? Okay, so that's a very interesting question. So let's do this again, and we're going to explain. So the story we got. So it's it's better for a person to be embarrassed than he embarrass somebody else. That somebody else get embarrassed. So it was not his responsibility, of course. So one more time. Surely when one should help his friend to correct his improper behavior that could lead him to embarrassment. So who is the one who is sinning? He's been embarrassed because other people will talk about him, and nobody is going to take him seriously. Understand? So because of this, and it is embarrassment. Okay. Certainly, if one sees his fellow acting in this manner, which is contrary to halacha, he is obligated to inform him privately. Right? So you see that somebody is doing something wrong. So of course it must be your fellow. Like you like the person, you should really try to help him or her, and that's why you're talking. Okay. He's obligated to inform him privately, of course. It's necessary to rebuke him. So if the person should have known better, so sometimes or very often this rebuke would be better than just saying nicely, but it depends on the person. In so doing, one fulfills both the commandments to reprove one's fellow, right? So there is a separate commandment, one of the 613, right? To reprove one fellow. And commandment to love one fellow as oneself. So same as you don't want to be embarrassed, So same you want to save somebody else when being embarrassed, right? Continue. When one helps his fellow Jew to improve his divine service, he brings great satisfaction, as it were, to Hashem. So that's a separate point. It's not about embarrassment, but it's about Hashem liking this person in something, whatever it means, right? Why would he like this person? Because he does his will, and somebody who does not do the will of Hashem goes to do exactly opposite, right? And conversely, when one disparages his fellow before the others for having behaved incorrectly, what does the one above gain from this, right? So, and when he embarrasses somebody else, disparages his fellow before the others, it's not going to help the other person for sure. I mean, if you try to stop others from going the same path, yes, right? But first you're trying to talk to that person, of course. Maybe he's going to change his behavior. All right, stop here. Any questions? What we said? Okay, 1 second. Okay. So we continue. I think I started new chapter, I think. Yes. So we started new chapter. No, we did not. I apologize. We did not start a new chapter. We didn't finish the old one. Yeah. So but we're close to the end. So our topic is opportune times for giving tzedakah. So we section F, page 76, and it says the other general times, delaying a meal. Okay, it is one should be careful when invited indigent as a guest on Shabbos or Yom Tov to make sure not to delay the meal, as this may be a problem. Bal tacher. Delaying and keeping one's vow, since they are prepared to have the meal right away. When person invites indigent to be guest in his meal, he should give them more the choicest food. Okay, so let's stop here and discuss the thing. So we're talking about delayed meal. It's very interesting. In the class before that, not before, but the one before, we're reading the story about the rabbi was trying to advance a point, and one of the story that he gave as a support was about Chafetz Chaim. What was the second? Rav Chaim Gradzensky, I think. Right, also the Gadol Hador of that time. So it's very interesting. So Chafetz Chaim, so they were together, right, in Chafetz Chaim's house, if I remember correctly, and there were some guests, some poor guests. And Chafetz Chaim, he did not sing Shalom Aleichem. That's what we all say. He did not, and they went to did not sing all of the other things, right? He was skipped completely and just ate, and that's it. So Rav Chaim Ozer, I think, right? No, Chaim. Okay, so he said that. So the second rabbi Gradzensky, right? So he said, how come you skip Shalom Aleichem? We invite angels every Friday night. Everybody knows this song. Everybody sing this song. I don't know anybody who does not sing this song, right? So everybody sing. And Holy Chafetz Chaim, who wrote Mishnah Berurah, who knew all this halachas b'chart, he did not. What's going on? He said, no, that's these people, poor people. He said exactly what it says here. So they came prepared for a meal. So they're very hungry. These angels, they don't eat. So, right, so they're not hungry. So I skipped the angels. I'm going to sing to them another time. It's very interesting, right? But these people very hungry, I have to tend to them. Right, and so that's what says here. So let's read again and we're going to explain. One should be careful when invited indigent guests for Shabbos and Yom Tov. And as we learn in the book of Halachas of Yom Tov, right, in class Halach of Yom Tov, we said there is actually separate mitzvah to invite somebody on Yom Tov. On Shabbos also, but Yom Tov, usually on Yom Tov we have bigger meal and people have to must be happy, like especially on Pesach, it's different food, different this, different that, so not everybody can afford. So right, so it's a special care should be taken to invite poor people, right? So here's one more time, careful in the guests on Shabbos to make sure that not delay meal, as this may be probable baltacher. So meaning when we have a separate obligation. When you promise something, right? Promise, we have to do it immediately, right? Well, as it says in the verse, I don't remember exactly, like whatever left your mouth, you must do. Whatever you spoke out, you must do, right? And when you invited these poor people, they are ready. So they're ready when you start singing this and that, all the introduction. So they're suffering, and right, they're suffering. One, as we explained, that's simple to understand. But second, you delay to fulfill your vows, right? That you're going to feed them. For them, it is a vow. It's like for them, it's not. There is no question for them that you're going to deliver, right? As we learn, what did we learn? I think in the Sefer Chinuch, if I remember correctly, right? I think it was Sefer Chinuch. So it says there, it's very interesting. Then when somebody makes a vow and it's something big, so that person does not have a high hopes, right? That you're going to fulfill the vow. So it said, you're such a nice person. I like your family. You know, I should buy you an apartment. No, really, I should buy you an apartment and this and that. And then a person has money. It's not like he does not. Maybe not an apartment like fully paid, but maybe I don't know, give you down payment. Maybe pay for 6 months. I don't know, something. So theoretically he can. It's not like out of his reach. Right, so he can buy, right? So when person does not deliver, is not as bad. When he says that he's going to give you something small, he's going to buy you the bucket of chocolate or cake, right? Cake, okay. So why? Because when he promised you apartment, like you did not take it seriously. But when he said, "I'm going to buy chocolates," that promise you, like this offer, I don't know, this thing, his statement, you took it very seriously. So you were counting on this chocolate. It's not like that's the only food you need, but you were counting that you're going to get it. So that's the obligation that we must fulfill. We have to fulfill all of the obligation, but it's more severe when you promise something new, something small that you can deliver. Okay. So, right, so they say that's why you have to prepare the meal right away. Okay, continue. When person invites indigent to be a guest in his meal, he should give them the choicest food, right? So it's very, very important. Just because a person is poor, it does not mean that we gave him like some things that we would not eat. In a sense, so that's what I learned a long time ago from this camp, from this charity, a Shabbos kitchen, Shabbos chicken, or no, chicken for Shabbos. So they would buy. So this rabbi in charge. So he said we would buy them the best food, the best ashkafa, right? Heksha, that they would prefer, like in they say we're Sephardic, we're Ashkenazic, we're Litvish, we're this, we're that. So they would buy the best, right? So these poor people, just because they're poor, because they cannot afford chicken, does not mean that we can buy them whatever, right? We have to buy them top of the line. Right? So continue, and sometimes the better quality cost maybe sometimes is even almost double. Just so you know. Okay. Continue. Setting foods aside for the indigent. Okay. There is a custom. So all of this, the food costs money. All right. So this is also tzedakah, and it's not only food. Hospitality. It's also considered to be tzedakah. Okay. So B, setting food aside for indigent. There is a custom to set aside some food for once. From one's meal. One of the reasons is to have food available in case a poor person could come. Okay, so that's our big topic is opportune time. So opportune time to give tzedakah this poor person who is in your house. Then, as he's saying, leave something on the side. Maybe a poor person is going to come. Okay. Usually they need money, but if it's like sometimes you can give them food. But you see the problem, not the problem, but the thing is that they must trust you, right? One thing is to give them packaged food, but another thing to give them something cooked. Maybe they don't trust you personally, right? Maybe I don't know. Or me. Okay, so that could be also an issue. C, at times of distress, one is encouraged to make vows to give tzedakah at the time when he is in great danger or distress. This is discussed fully in chapter 8, section C. Okay, we're in chapter 6. So, but let's try to understand. When somebody is in a big distress, when there is a soldier, there is a big I don't know, something is coming, very bad news. Whatever it could be. So it's not actualized yet, right? So it's still not decided, right? It's not only that you don't know, but nobody knows. It's not materialized yet. So in this case, you can still give tzedakah, right? Or promise, not the gift, but at least promise. Wow, right? So promise, swear that you're going to give tzedakah. Okay. But remember, if you're going to promise, you must deliver on your promise. You cannot just, Baruch Hashem, it did not happen, so maybe I don't have to give. Right? Like this famous story about the car, where when the guy was on late for a meeting, and he was somewhere in Manhattan, right? And he was looking for parking. There's no parking in Manhattan, especially free parking. Maybe even sometimes maybe even no paid parking. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? And he was looking for a parking, looking for a no parking. He said, Hashem, I'm going to lose this deal. I'm going to lose this, and I'm going to lose that. And please send me parking. Please send me parking. I'm promise I'm going to do this. I'm going promise to go into that. And while he praying, like he's going slow, and somebody says, I'm pulling out. I said, Hashem, I manage. Don't worry. No promises. So that's that stupid person. You understand? So Hashem answer your prayer. So be grateful and pay. Okay. So continue. G. One who experienced a miracle. One who experienced a nice miracle. So yeah. So or in some other things, like if you're on some endeavor, and it's holy endeavor, and you get the blessing, for example, from a rabbi, right? And for sure it is kosher, and for sure it's going to be good. There is no doubt about it. So you have to promise tzedakah, right? Not only in distress, but only for good things. Okay. So D. One who experienced the miracle, one who experienced a nace it's miracle, should separate some money to give tzedakah to help those who are learning Torah. Right? So it's very good sgula. He should recite the following. It should be the will of Hashem that the money should be placed as a korban todah, thanksgiving offering, and I would have been obligated to bring to bring during the time of the temple. So, so let's read this blessing again one more time. It should be the will of Hashem that this money should be placed in place of korban todah. So there is no temple, so I am supposed to bring the korban todah, meaning thanks offering, right? Thanksgiving offering. That I would have been obligated to bring during the time of the temple. So, but since there is no temple, and I give this offering, of course, it's, I would say, much cheaper and save you a lot of time, right? This unfortunate. I mean, I don't know, like logically, but of course, we should have a temple very soon. But Beezrat Hashem, but it would be a lot life would be different. Hopefully, we all live in Yerushalayim, very close to the temple, so we can walk there, right? So, okay, so continue. Next one, day of one's wedding. One should make an extra effort to give tzedakah to the poor on the day of his marriage. So usually people invite poor, and they invite sometimes the whole yeshiva, right? Of course, there's poor people in yeshiva, of course. I mean, I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about adults, right? So of course they are far from rich. So yeah, there's a custom. Okay. So next one, beginning of pregnancy. Any questions before we continue? Actually, let's see, because we cover many topics. Yes. Question.
Yes. So it would be bad thing to say offering something to someone in need, but bleed nether if we are not sure that we can give it. Say, for example, someone is asking for clothing or, I don't know, shoes or whatever. Are we allowed to say, okay, listen, I'm going to go and look, but I cannot promise you anything?
Yes.
Would this be, or would it be better not to say anything? We're not sure we can give something.
It's better not, because but logically, if somebody is in distress and he needs clothing, so for you just give him any hope. Even you said 100 times blina, and he heard about blina. It's not like you did not say, and it's like he did not hear you. He did, but in his mind, it's hope. It's almost done. You understand? So it's better not to. With other people, when they can survive without it, yeah, you can say blina, but we have to be very, very sensitive with poor people, very sensitive. And since I know someone, I sometimes talk to them, and I know somebody that said a person that's very close to me, so he deals with himself, not rich, but he deals with people, and he has such a heart. Everybody knows that he's not rich. He's I don't know. He has all the sicknesses in the world combined in one person. You understand? And people from all over the world call him for help. How does it? And I heard myself. He was on the phone. People from Israel, from US, asking for help. So, and he's very, very patient, very, very, very. And he told me and this and that. So we have to be very, very careful with this poor people. As Hashem said, if you agree with my poor person, you're going to deal with me. Right? So very harshly. Okay, so gotta be very careful. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Okay, so continue. Any other questions, or we continue? Okay, so we'll continue. So next one, on the day of wedding, of course, one should make extra effort to give tzedakah on the day of the marriage. Okay, we said that. Next one, F, beginning of pregnancy. Some have a custom that for the first 40 days of the pregnancy, they give tzedakah to tzedakah of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. So I actually bought a book just recently, a few weeks ago. Of course, I never read it yet, right? But about Meir Baal HaNes, compilation of his story, of his miracles. At the time of the giving of tzedakah, one should say, "God of Meir, answer me." Right? God of Meir, answer me. And it's a famous story when he was when he went to free his sister-in-law, right? She was captured and put in prostitution house. So he was tried to free her. So he used this phrase actually to stop the dogs. Okay, I'm not going to tell the story. It's a long time, but that's the story from there. Okay, this line is from there. So G, end of pregnancy. So meaning at the beginning of the pregnancy is right for the first 40 days when it's the most critical. So right, we give tzedakah Rabbi Meir Balones. Okay, continue. End of the pregnancy. Some are custom that woman enters the 9th month of the pregnancy. She should give tzedakah. Give tzedakah. Okay, so I mean, it's obvious, right? It's for healthy delivery, basically. Continue. Praying for upstanding children. Age. There is a time-honored custom on Erev Rosh Chodesh Sivan. One davens that he should have upstanding children. Beside the davening, one should give tzedakah to the poor in the merit of this request. Okay, so let's try to understand again. There is a time-honored custom on Erev Rosh Chodesh Sivan. So Sivan is a month when we receive Torah, right? So, in some sense, as we said, our calendar is going in circle. So, meaning that this time is a specious time to receive the Torah again, right? That's why we learn the whole night, Shabbos night. Like we received the Torah and we slept the first night and we overslept, right? So to fix the issue, right? We stay the whole night and learn Torah and then pray with a whole minyan, with a minyan. Okay, right. So it's a proper time on the Erev Sivan to pray for upstanding children. Okay. Beside the davening, one should give tzedakah. So prayer is good. It's very good. It's very helpful. But you have to put your money where your mouth is. Meaning do something also like practical. Help poor people, but not simply poor people, but poor people meaning the ones who study Torah, right? To support their family because they, of course, the first priority than compared to many others. Okay, next one. I help oneself understand Torah. If one is having difficulty to comprehend something in learning, beside the davening and for understanding, the additional merit to achieve this is by giving tzedakah. Okay, so it's very interesting. So a person does not understand, and as our sages teach us, the understanding of the Torah is from Hashem. And knowledge is like knowledge. People can remember text. They can remember history or I don't know, like sports, right? Or they can remember Torah, but it's only text. But understanding of the Torah and draw the conclusions, right? And understand how the two things are connected, that's a gift from Hashem. That's for this we have to have merit in order for Him to give us gift. It's free, right? On one hand, but on another hand, if we cannot understand some things, right? Some concept, so we have to increase our merits. I'm just adding from logic, right? So you adding your merits how you give tzedakah, right? So with current merits is not enough for me to understand. Okay, I'm not worthy. But if I give tzedakah, maybe it's going to change the balance. Okay, continue. Prior to passing on, one should be sure to designate and give the money to tzedakah prior to passing away. Even though one may ask children to take care of this for him, it is preferable to do himself, for that he knows for certain is done. Okay, so let's do it one more time, try to understand. Prior to passing on, so before person passes, so it has to be arranged much in advance. Why? Because many people they're very sick and they're mentally not capable of making decisions, right? And the children are going to come later on, and they're going to contest the will. How many times it happened? A lot of times it happened. So maybe on the surface they were good children, but they decided these tzedakah funds, maybe they don't need it. Maybe we're deserving more, right? Maybe this father or mother did not leave us enough, right? So they will contest, and maybe they're going to win. You understand? But if you do it in your lifetime, like you arrange everything proper, like separate, like prepared, that's the best way. Okay. Right? Even though you can ask children, but don't rely on your children too much. Okay. Unless you have very special children. Okay. Very, very special children. Okay. The next one, at funeral. Some have a custom to give tzedakah at the time of the funeral. One should recite the text which is mentioned in the footnote. Okay, there is a long text. Okay, so meaning right when we bury someone, so there is that's proper to give tzedakah. So usually there are poor people in the cemetery, actually. Right? I mean, I'm talking about Jewish people in the cemetery. Okay, so continue. Day of Yortzeit. Some have a custom to increase their tzedakah given on the day of Yortzeit of a parent, right? So it's anniversary of passing. So usually, they would do something special, right? So many people would benefit, maybe provide some food, not even only for poor people, for other people, so they can make a blessing and have in mind this person's name. This person's name, right? So in the shul where I go, somebody cleverly somebody I don't know who did. They bought a small board, probably for children, like whiteboard, and there is like a marker attached, eraser, and you can write down like the name next to the food, so everybody who would come there to get food, that they see the name of the deceased, and you don't have to tell everybody please keep in mind that it should be this blessing should be in Louis in the Shmiras for my grandfather or father, right? The name is there on the board. Continue. Dropped tefillin. One who dropped his tefillin while the tefillin were in their bag should give some tzedakah to atone for it. Okay. If the tefillin were not in their bag when they fell, it is some more serious situation, and one should consult a rav. So it happened actually to my neighbor. I saw his tefillin. He was on the phone. I'm not sure why do you need to check your phone while you're wrapping tefillin, but he probably I understood he stepped on this leather part, and tefillin fell on the floor. So if it was in the bag, so it actually happened to me maybe 1 or 2 times. Hashem. I mean, I was trying to catch it, but it fell. Maybe 1 time. I don't know. I'm not sure about 2, but 1 time for sure. It fell, so it's proper to give tzedakah. So that's not good, right? So, but if it fell without bag, that's very serious. So usually people have to fast, and 1 tzedakah is not enough. So it's like something is not is against this person. 1 second. So continue. Actually, we finished that chapter. Any questions on what we said? We continue. Okay. Yes. Okay.
The tzedakah that we should give on the day of the funeral, is this for the sake of the person that passed away?
Yes.
Or can we use the location?
No, for the sake of person passed away. Yeah. And maybe for us as well, so we should not come back to this place for a long time, Okay, any other questions? We continue. Okay. So chapter number 7, and topic is exception to Takanas Ushah. Okay. So let's see what is the exception of Takanas Ushah. Let me check something. Yeah, we got Takanas Ushah. We have previously established in chapter 1 that one is not permitted to give more than 1/5 of the money of tzedakah, Takanas Ushah. Right. So now we're going to see exceptions in this case. Right. Takanas Ushah definition. From the time of destruction of the second Beis Hamikdash, the Sanhedrin, Jewish Supreme Court, went through 10 exiles. 2 exiles were the city named Ushah, called Ushah. During the period of Sanhedrin, where in Ushah they reenacted certain laws that had been forgotten in the years, yet were integrated in Jewish life. So just before we continue, so even before the destruction of the second Beis Hamikdash, so since it says that you have to take the murderer from my altar, and they were sitting, this Supreme Sanhedrin was sitting in this chamber of hewn stones, like not too far from the altar. So that's if they would try the capital case, they would take the person like next to the altar and then go to execution site right away, right? So meaning since all of the halachas are literal, almost all of them literal. So here they take it's literal that you have to sit in that place next to the altar in order to execute the person. So they say there are too many murderers, too many this, too many that. That's too much. So right, and everybody is corrupted, and many people actually we cannot bring to justice because they are like thugs, they are like mafia or something, right? So they say we're going to move out to a different city, right? In that case, we're not going to try the murder cases. Okay, let King take care of this murder case. It's his police. We don't want to do it. Right? And one of the stops is he said that they were in 10 different places. One place was in Ushah. He actually said they stopped there twice. One of the law, right? So one more time. They reenacted certain laws that had been forgotten over the years that were integral to Jewish life. Right? So meaning that people like with all the oppressions, with all of the foreign powers, these Greeks and Romans, all of the other garbage of the world were like trying to destroy us. So it's very simple when some simply to understand some laws were forgotten. So but these sages they did not forget. Masses forgot, but not the sages. So they reinstituted the law. One of these laws was placement of a cup. On the amount, one may contribute tzedakah. Okay. One of the laws, placement of a cup on the amount one may contribute to tzedakah. One reason for this law was that to ensure that Jews would not become impoverished by overextended himself to give tzedakah. So cap meaning I thought like cup, a different cup. So meaning that the stop, right? So they limitation, meaning limitation. So they put limitation how much people can give tzedakah. Why? Because as we learned in the beginning of the book, we don't want people to get poor, and we already have our list of poor people, and now we don't need any extra. We try to feed these people, right? So we say, Mr. Such and such, just keep your money, give us 20%, but no more. These are, however, notable exception to this rule. What follows is exception of the 12 such exceptions. I'm sorry. What follows is explanation of 12 such exceptions. Okay, there is a rule and there are exceptions. Okay, so 12. So let's see. Exception number 1. Kodemoso, meaning death, right? Prior to persons passing away. One is permitted to give away more than 1/5 of his wealth prior to passing away. Okay, which is makes sense. The reason is that at that stage of life, one does not have to worry about needing money. However, one should ensure that his immediate family needs provided for. So he cannot just ignore the whole family. I mean, if they're rich, if they do not depend on his providing, then there is no problem. If they independently rich, but if they count on his money, actually, I mean, for support, he's not allowed to give like everything away. Okay, so you can give more than 1/5, but keep in mind your family as well. Okay, there is a dispute among the poskim as to how much more than 1/5 one may give away. I mean, in this case, some poskim hold that one may not one only give away up to 1/3 of the wealth. So meaning the cap was 20%, they raised it up like to 33%. Okay, so it's a lot of money. I mean, I don't know what some are talking about. Still, 10%, it's a lot, right? Others maintain that one can give away 1/2 of his wealth, which is significant, right? So once they say 1/3, and second opinion 1/2. Still others are of the opinion that one may even give away all one's money as a merit for his soul. So this person was not the biggest tzaddik, let's say, during his lifetime, and now his end is nearing. So basically, of course, hopefully he does teshuvah as well. So he's trying to do as many merits for his soul, right? So he can give give all of one's money in the merit of his soul. So children are good. They're going to go to work, make their own money, but I care about my soul. So in this case, there's opinion that he is allowed to do that. However, the general consensus of the poskim that one should not give away all of his money, but rather leave some for his wife and children. Okay. I'm not sure if he is allowed to give everything. Like after his death, his wife is allowed to collect ksuba. So in ksuba, it's like a lien on everything, unless he does it during his lifetime. After the death, still she's going to collect, right? Because it's a lien. Okay. So number 2. Ashir Muflak, one who is very wealthy. So first, prior to death. Second is Ashir, right? Very wealthy. There's dispute among the poskim as to whether one who is very wealthy is allowed to give more than 1/5. So we're not talking about death. We're talking about during the lifetime. Most poskim maintain that one may do so. Right? I mean, he does not need all the millions or billions. Rabbi Moshe finds in the words of the opinion that even a very wealthy individual should not give more than 1/5, since the possibility of becoming poor still apply to him. Okay. So it's very interesting. So Rabbi Moshe Feinstein said, Zatzal said, even this person should give only 1/5. Very interesting. Because he can become very poor. But I mean, in my mind, like if the fortune is going to turn back on him, like it doesn't matter. He's going to lose 100 million, or I don't know, like or 200,000. What is the difference? I don't know. Okay. Okay. So continue. See, poor people are presently in front of you. Okay. So meaning okay, meaning as we said before, you cannot just embarrass poor people and say no, you're right. I already gave my whatever 20%, 15-20% of tzedakah. I don't have anything. That's also not proper. Okay. So it says, as we have previously established, chapter 1, there are some poskim who maintain that when the poor people are commonplace, one who can afford. One can afford, he would be obligated to give 1/5 of his money to tzedakah. Right? When there are many poor people. Okay. Others hold that this is praiseworthy, not obligatory. But yeah, I mean, I understand this opinion better, right? When it says praiseworthy. I mean, that's why in the places where you expect poor people, and there are many poor people, so you're not allowed to give to one place because you know that they're going to come. And how do you feel? Like you're going to give them change or something? Also not good. Okay, praiseworthy. The majority of the paskim have the opinion that in the case of poor people are in front of you, anaim kemai, one would be allowed to give away even more than 1/5 of his money. So in this case, that's how I understand. He already gave 1/5, let's say, and there are more poor people are coming. It's not like he much more than 1/5, but on top of 1/5. Okay, next one, D. Pikuach nefesh, saving an endangered life. If the indigent is in situation where he is in danger of dying because of lack of food, well, not only one is allowed to give him more than 1/5, he is obligated to do so. Of course, in such a situation, one would be obligated to help the individual even if he is not indigent. Okay. So I'm not sure why he started with a poor, probably a poor person because he does not have any means to pay, right? And other person, if he's not poor, so he would have money to pay, right? Okay. So if his life is in danger because of lack of food, you can give more than 1/5. Okay. Okay, but anybody in need, so maybe they're not going to pay you back. Maybe yes, maybe no. That doesn't matter. You have to help save another person. Okay. Next, any questions on what we said so far?
What?
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question actually about the issue of the filling.
Okay,
so when, say someone uses the tefillin shoe for holy mitzvah, and this tefillin don't belong to him, and he drops those on the floor on the back, who has to give the tzedakah? The owner of the tefillin or the person that dropped them?
I think the owner who dropped them because there's a judgment against him. Understand? It's not good. So we must pay very, very close attention when they handle tefillin. And you're welcome. And especially Sefer Torah. If Sefer Torah has special drop, so the whole community must fast. Or some people say only the people who saw this event must fast. And sometimes they give. They give a hug by the person who would lift the Torah. So like on the surface, the person looks like healthy and strong guy. But then maybe the Torah to have like the guy is like starts like balancing, and it's like very heartbreaking situation. Oh, you understand? So that's probably when somebody like would stay close to him, try to catch it and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's big disaster when Torah Chas v'Shalom falls on the floor. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
And I have a question about the Moshe prior to a person passing away. The last part when it says, however, the general consensus of Poskim is that one should not give away all of his money, but rather leave some for his wife and children.
Yes.
What happens when the wife or children, both or perhaps one of the other, are wicked?
So yeah, exactly. So in this case, you're not obligated, but with the wife, it's not such a simple thing. I mean, if he can leave her enough for Ketubah, which is Ketubah is there is a standard Ketubah, and there is some extra that could be written, right? Standard, I think it's 200 zuz. Whatever it means, whatever it means, we convert to silver and see how much money is it. Like it's simple to, not simple, but it's possible to calculate. And he can write there whatever extra. He said, I don't know, $1 million, whatever, right? So he must make sure that she would get this minimum. Okay. Okay, so that's right before passing. Okay, what else? Another question?
Yeah, there's a question on the board. In the case of poor people are presently in front of us, many times when we give one of them, the others would come and ask for more. I wonder how much you one give in this situation.
Don't give a lot, but you understand that they would come. It's like on Purim, I went like a long time ago. I went to this place when this minion factory, and the kids that asking. So you gave one kid, the whole class jump on you. Like I don't know, 15 people, 20. You would say like apologize. I gave you like. Go find somebody else, but those are kids, even though we said it's proper to give everybody who extend their hands on Purim, right? But sometimes you have to say stop it. But with poor people, not so easy. So of course, if you don't have, you should say you don't have. But it's proper if you expect many of them, you give a little, but to everybody. Right. Because as we said, the sensitive you gave him to, like he was like before me, you don't like me, I'm not this, not that. So they're very sensitive, self-conscious. So it's proper to give all of them if possible, even a smaller amount. Okay. Any other questions? Or we'll continue. Okay, so the last one was Pikuach Nefesh. So the next one, Talmud Torah, supported Torah institution and Torah scholars. The crucial importance of the Torah is well-known fact. As even more important that are individuals who devote their lives to the learning and disseminating Torah. Therefore, since the Torah is an integral aspect of the Jewish people's lives, according to many poskim, one would be allowed to give even more than 1/5 of his possession to support the Torah institution and Torah scholars. Okay, so let's go back and try to discuss this one. Okay, so Torah institution, right? Talmud Torah. So, right, it's like for kids, supporting Torah institutions and Torah scholars. So we know this crucial importance. 1 second. Or let's read again. We're going to explain because few ideas that I want to explain. The crucial importance of the Torah is well known fact, and even more important an individual who devote themselves to the learning and disseminating Torah. Yeah, Torah is very, very important, but the Torah is represented by people who today learn. Yeah, you respect Rambam, you respect Rashi. That's amazing. But today, somebody have to learn this Torah. You understand? And they have to survive somehow. They have to eat and they have to live somewhere. And usually, the Jewish neighborhoods are not the cheapest one. Sometimes it's the most important, the most expensive one, right? And people have no choice, but they have to pay rent and pay for children education, right? So it's proper to support all of them, right? Meaning living people. Therefore, not buildings, but people come first, of course. Therefore, since the Torah is such an integral part, an integral aspect of the Jewish people's lives, according to many poskim, one was allowed to give more than 1/5 of his possession to support the Torah institution and the Torah scholars. Of course, have to think about it. It's not obligation, but of course you're allowed. We're talking about exception to this rule not to give more than 1/5. Next one, F, steady income. There is an opinion that an individual who has a job or steady income that is not in danger of losing, and after paying all of his expenses has extra money, may give those funds to tzedakah, even though they exceed the 1/5 of earnings. The reason is that we are not afraid that he will become poor since he has a job or income. Okay, so I mean, very straightforward. If somebody has a more or less stable job, he knows that right, he's there, and he pays all of his expenses. So it's not an expense of the family, right? So I mean, I'm not talking about luxuries, whatever family needs, right? But if he has money and he can provide more, for example, for his wife, and right, so it would proper to do that, right? Not save in her expense and then give to tzedakah. If she's agreed, no problem. But if she's not, don't do that, right? So in this case, right, there is no problem. You can give more than 1/5. Okay, again because of the steady job. So steady job is it's very like separate category. Meaning that he had enough this month, and next month he's Beezrat Hashem, he's going to get the same. Next one, redeeming captives, pidyon shvuim. One is permitted to even praised if he spends more than 1/5 of his wealth to redeem captives. Right. So then, of course, the subject is not so simple. This redeeming captives, so technically we're not allowed to overpay these people, right? Because otherwise, that's what they're going to do from morning to night, right? To kidnap Jews and then demand ransom, right? So only if it's like minimum, this person would cost as a slave or something. You understand? So very minimum price. So then you're allowed to do that. Okay. So and in this case as well, as we said, you can pay more than 1/5. Okay. Next one. Money not earned. There is some poskim who have the opinion that one may give more than 1/5 of unearned money of tzedakah. For example, one who found a large sum of money and was unsuccessful in returning it to the rightful owner, thereby enabling him to keep the money. Or if one were to win a raffle or a lottery, a portion of the entire amount may be given, or entire amount may be given to tzedakah. This applies even if it would amount to more than 1/5. Okay. So there are a few cases here. Let's read again and we're going to explain. So the topic is money that not earned, meaning that even not earn money is in some sense it is an income, right? Something that income meaning that that person got, and even if somebody gave you a gift, technically we should give Maaser from that gift as well, right? So one more time, usually it's from money. It's only if you want to be very pious, so you give from articles also, from goods. Okay, so one more time. There are some poskim who have the opinion that one may give more than 1/5 of unearned money to tzedakah. Okay, more than 1/5. For example, one who found a large sum of money and unsuccessfully returned it, right? So meaning, for example, there is no simanim, there is no like signs that somebody can identify this money. If it's in a wallet, there is an ID, yes. Or if it's some handwriting, or it was like specific bills, or they were folded specific ways. And a person would come and say, yeah, there was such and such amount, 10 100s, and one of was ripped, and this and that, so like all of the details. So yeah, possible, right? So he was trying to return, was unsuccessful. So meaning what, that most likely that person gave up the ownership, the rights of the to own this money, right? Okay, so he becomes the new owner, and thereby enabling him to keep the money. So otherwise, if we find the lost object, we must return, right? Or if one were to win a raffle or lottery, so again, it's like not his money. A portion of the entire amount may be given to tzedakah. So you're not obligated to keep it, right? If you found money, you can give everything to tzedakah. Right? You won some money in lottery, you can give everything to tzedakah. There's no problem. I mean, it's not, if you need something for your needs, yeah, of course you use it, but if you don't, like, there's no obligation. Okay, so continue. This even applies if he would, if the amount would be more than 1/5. Okay, go ahead, sorry.
Question on the board, it says, well, in a situation where a woman is alone, either in a dangerous area or at night, and a stranger approaches her for tzedakah, if she is concerned for her safety, what can she do? Is she allowed to ignore, or does she still have to worry about embarrassing them? Thank you.
No, she's allowed to ignore them and say, I don't have it. I'm sorry, I need to go. That's it. Yeah. I mean, especially in this situation, so you don't know who this person is. He might be very dangerous person, and you open a wallet, for example, you try to give them a dollar. They don't want the whole wallet. They want the whole bag. You understand? So I have to be very careful with this. Right? Don't tempt anybody. Okay. I guess we stop here. Okay. Any questions on any topic?
So we got a question on the board. It says, thank you very much for the shiur. In this week's parsha, Hashem asks Moshe Rabbeinu to take off his sandals. However, in halacha, and even before the times of the Mishkan, the Kohanim had to cover themselves very well, including their feet. Could Allah please explain the difference to us, since on all occasions we find ourselves facing HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Thank you very much, Rabbi.
No, actually, okay, that's a very, very good question. So Kohanim would walk barefoot in the temple. It's not allowed to walk in barefoot, right? Why? So these sandals, when we say sandals, it means that they're made of leather. And it says, Hashem said, like, you think that you're better than animals? You step on animals, like maybe somewhere else, but not in my temple. Understand? So in temple, you were not allowed to walk in the temple, in the sandals. That's and sandal shoes. That's why these other people, Muslim, took from from us this custom, and they would pray barefoot. Yes. But for us, I mean, we're not allowed to pray barefoot. I mean, if you have no choice and this and that, yes, you're allowed to pray barefoot. But initially, no, not allowed. So, and so the original question was, why Hashem asked Moshe to remove the sandals? And that's very interesting, right? Because he said the land that you stand in only is holy. So because when it became holy, where Shina descended. So meaning what the descension of the Shina makes this place holy. And actually, this story is used in Halacha, right? When about minyan. I mean, I think they use it in several places, but at least one place in minyan. So when minyan conveys from time to time, I would say on a regular basis. A regular basis could be like 3 times a week, or every day, or on a weekday, or on a Shabbos, or whatever regular with periodic basis. I would say not regular, maybe periodic basis. So this place gets some kind of holiness. You understand that you're going to pray there with the minyan. If we are praying in our home, like it's proper, as we said before, it's proper absolutely to choose yourself a place. I'm going to pray in this corner, or I'm going to sit on this chair, on this couch, or whatever is it, in the kitchen, in the bedroom, whatever is good for you. It's that's a different story, right? So even though you pray from there, this place did not become holy. But where minyan conveys, yeah, it's this place gets some holiness. So that's what Hashem said. Take out your shoes, right? Because the place becomes holy, and we learn many halachas from that. And I'm going to tell you the short that I did some time ago. So sometimes, like I have to squeeze into 1 minute the story that you can tell in 5 or 7 minutes. So the story is, I'm going to say it slowly. It's slowly is that Tzedukim and Betusim. Tzedukim and Betusim were sects or breakaway sects from Judaism. That they actually these two top guys from the sects, they were actually Talmidei Chachamim. And they heard from their rabbi. I think what was his name? Of Soho, I think. Somebody from Soho, right? That don't be like a slave who works only for a reward, right? In this world, and these people, even though they were learning a long time from this rabbi. Right? They say, oh, look, did you hear what Rabbi said? He said there is no reward in this world, and there is no reward in the world to come. Right? So they say, okay, who needs that? And they break off, went off the derech, as we say, and they started these cults, different cults that they say, no, we're going to perform only what it says in the written Torah. Right? Of course. What you can do exactly 0, right? But that's what they wanted. Okay, so and they came. Maybe it was Alexander Macedon, Alexander the Great, right? And they came to him, and they say, look at this religious Jews, like this Orthodox. I call them Orthodox. Somebody commented, one of our clowns. Right? They say there was no Orthodox at that time. So how can I describe to these people? I don't know, people of today. I don't know. So these people, this Betusim, Tzedukim and Betusim, they came to Alexander the Great, and they say, look, we are original Jews. We have to take to be in charge of Judaism in Eretz Israel, right? So please install us. And these other Jews, they came later. They added they added this oral Torah. So they like we were original, we have to be in charge. And they say, okay, so like, and we abide only by written Torah. They by something else, which is oral Torah, which is came only later, and they wrote, rabbis wrote it. Okay, so he said, Alexander the Great said, okay, so these religious Jews, right? What do you have to say? So they say this religious rabbi, he said, look, you know, these people, they're something, they're such a clowns, these people. So everybody knows this story when Moshe Rabbeinu was called to talk to Hashem, right? Hashem said, take off the sandals, come closer to the burning bush, and that's what he did. And so Rabbi said, but you know, Your Majesty, why it does not say when Moshe spoke, when Moshe finished speaking to Hashem, he went to get his sandals. You know why? He said, no, I don't want you to tell me why. Because the Bitusim and Tzedukim stole his sandals. And these guys, Tzedukim and Bitusim, they jump up, no, he's lying. There were no Tzedukim and Bitusim. At that time, it's not true that he's lying. He said, exactly. It's not true. So we follow the Torah of Moshe Rabbeinu. They just clowns. That's a story about the sandals. Okay. What else? Any other questions?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, the board says, regarding chapped lips on Shabbos, if we want to remove discomfort, how do we avoid transgressing refuah and smoothing? How do we determine if our lips are in the category of needing refuah, if they are slightly dry, if they are slightly discomfort but not feeling dry, or dry and cracked lips? Thank you, Rabbi.
That's a very good question. So basically, we could not do much with dry lips, and even if you want to, like, some people bite lips, so it's very proper never to bite these lips, even during the weekdays. Why? Because if you get used to, you're going to bite them on Shabbos as well, and it is forbidden. Because why? It is a normal way how to people do things with the lips. Usually people don't take scissors and cut the dried lips. So that's not much you can do. So if you suffer from the cold or something going outside, so just stay home if it doesn't bother you so much. It's one of those it's in a third category, right, of the sickness. It's like it's a local sickness that you can survive without taking medicine, basically. And so you have a pain in the leg, you have a pain in this, that's. I mean, if you don't take a painkiller or something, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to happen. Okay. So not much you can do, because all of these are going to smooth, and you cannot cut it. So I had it a few times. So I just learned how to ignore it. So that's I said that's would be my Shabbos project. Okay, just ignore it. Okay. So what else? Yes.
So I was thinking about this issue of the chapped lips. So if the person cooks something that is kind of oily, say for example, I like to cook with a lot of olive oil, like the sauce from the pasta or whatever that I cook for Shabbos. If I eating and some of this remaining oil stays in my lips, can we rub with our lips a little bit?
I think so, yeah. In this case, there is no problem. Whatever you, yes. Actually, you gave a very good example. Yeah, if you want to use this solution, yes, there is no problem. Or it could be olive oil and salad or something, right? Without cooking.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next couple questions in the board. Question about Ketubah. Number one, what would be the normal amount of Ketubah nowadays?
So if she's virgin, it's 200 zuz. If she's not virgin, it's 100 zuz. And it's like standard. And plus, so the zuz are connected to silver, right? And plus whatever they agreed on. If she said I do not care, so they leave it at that, right? Or if she said I want $100,000, even he does not have at this point, meaning if he going to sign so that this guy would never get divorced and never get I don't know, right? So because you cannot divorce your wife if you don't pay her ksuba. For example, if your initiative, if she did something like and she deserves to be divorced, that's a different story. She loses her right to ksuba. Right? Okay, what else?
Rabbi, taking a quick second question. For married couple converting together and get married on the day of conversion, given they both acquire a new neshama, would the Ketubah be 100 zuz or 200 zuz as minimum?
I think we're going by physical reality. Right, so physical reality, if she's not virgin, so it's going to be 100 zuz. But again, as we said, there's some like explanation about Yaakov, right? When Yaakov, our forefather, he said, "I'm going to work for Rachel 7 years." Like, who asked you to say 7 years? Just say 7 months. Just say half 6 months. Just say something. Like, who told you? But in order to show to Rachel, right, how dear, right, she in his eyes, so he offered this crazy amount, right? To her father as a compensation. So in some sense, like the guy, this the husband, the new husband, new groom, he can write any amount, whatever he wants, but it has to be reasonable, that he can afford. Like if he's hardly surviving and he wrote like $50,000, like how exactly he's going to pay if needed, right? And plus we must remember that when a person dies, and even if he has will, right, whatever he has will, right, so first we go to satisfy ksuba, because this ksuba of the wife is like a lien on his estate. Nobody get anything before her. She gets whatever she must get, and then divide it between children. So if she's going to get everything and children get $2.75, that's what it's going to be, $2.75, and she is going to get the whole ksuba. That's a privilege of life, absolutely.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. So for the last question, can a wife respond amen to a blessing from her husband when she is wearing a beanie, but the ends of her hair stick out from the beanie? Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah. There's no problem. See, there's no problem with her. The problem is him seeing her, right? Like when he said the blessing, she can be dressed whatever she wants. Does not matter. So that's it. I've been asking this question a few times in the past few weeks. So so she can say the blessing if she's not properly dressed in the middle of the night, right? She went to the bathroom. She's not dressed. She can say the blessing after the bathroom. Asher Yosef. She wants to drink. She does not have to dress, right? She can make a blessing like that. But he cannot make a blessing facing her. He can turn it out. Let's say he's sitting on the bed. He wants to drink some water, right? So he can sit on the bed, turn it out, not facing her, right? She's not properly there. I mean, she's ready for a night. So yes, so he can make the blessing, no problem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question to the left. Is there a reason why the rabbi hold his books supported by his arm? What I've mentioned before, that we cannot put our books on our lap. Does this mean even to read it, to read from it, or to store it there? Does respect from the books extend to a notebook with quotes from a holy book or information from a shiur?
Okay, so I think there's like 33 questions in one. So like, let's go back and we'll do it slowly. Okay, so go ahead, please.
Yes,
Actually, one second. Before you start. So like I start from the middle. That's what I remembered. So it says it's not proper to put your books on your lap, right? And some people, like even the show, they put one leg on top of the other and put the books that's a Siddur, that's up, or a Torah, and sometimes Torah touches the shoes. Like it drives me crazy. If you wanna press my red button, that's what you should do. You understand? Sometimes kids do that. I mean, not kids, teenagers. Okay, so that's the disrespect to the book. Okay, so that's the second question. So let's start from the beginning. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so is there a reason why the rabbi holds his books supported by his arm?
Meaning, when I read my books?
Yep.
Because I do not see. I hardly can see. For example, I do not see the screen, absolutely. Now my glasses broke, right? So I only have this, but they reflection. Have like this coating with reflection. I ordered a new pair, but they did not come yet, so I cannot see. I'm looking at the screen, but I cannot see anything. That's why I need a good book very close to my eyes.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, no big, no Kabbalistic secrets there. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so support by the arm. Well, I mentioned before that we cannot put. Okay, I believe Kola already covered this.
Mm-hmm.
On our lap. Does this mean even to read from it, or to store it there, on the lap?
So if it's like open book, I would say yes. I mean, if you just to store it and you don't have any other place, if you put like your hand under this, it would be more appropriate. I'm saying if you hold it in your hand, if you have to sit down and there is no place to put your book, right? It's like in school there are benches. So usually there is a benches, and in the back of the previous row, like a row in front of you, there is like a compartment to put your books. But sometimes there is not. And, so you have to hold it in your hand. Yeah, of course you can rest on your lap, but with your hand, so you show support. Like support, you show respect.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, and then it says, does respect for your books extend to a notebook with quotes from a holy book or information from a shiur?
I think so. I mean, was a difference. Right? Maybe like with a printed text, or you handwriting from the same book, or from shiur. Absolutely. Right? So you have to treat it as a book. Absolutely. You cannot recycle these papers. Absolutely not. You have to bury, same as you would bury chumash or something. You have to bury your notes. Absolutely, they're holy notes. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So does this include like this little kiss that we give books when you close them?
No. No, only the book itself. So you're talking about bookmark or something?
No, I mean the notebooks when we're taking notes from the books or from the Shiurim.
Yes, absolutely, yes. There are Torah thoughts that if you finish it, you don't need it any longer, so you can bury it there. But I would say just leave it and till the end of your life, and ask them to be thrown into your grave. You understand that? That's what we do. That's how we bury in person. So when my aunt passed away, so everybody were crazy. Like, what are you doing? I said, I know what I'm doing. So we said she had many notes. She didn't have many books, but I mean, I said your books, but she had many notes and this and that. So we put everything in her grave, right? On top of the grave, not in the grave, but on top. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
No, I meant the kiss, the small kiss we give to the books when we close them. Do we do this with the notebooks too?
If you I apologize, I didn't get. Yes, you can if you learn it and there is whole information. Why not? Yes. So I mean that may these words be on my lips. That's what it means. Understand? Some people, you would not believe how they kiss mezuzah. They kiss the hand and then touch the mezuzah. Okay. Usually it's arrogant people. I don't think they do it like dafka to annoy everybody, but they just without thinking. That's what they do. I know, like, I don't know, some people like that.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question from Golaf. Given we should not take on stringencies without consulting a rabbi, lest we overstretch ourselves beyond our level, how should we view the teaching in Jewish intimacy as single people? Is this something we should raise up when finding Shidduch? How do we know if we are in the level of applying the teachings?
So I don't understand the question. So this learning about intimacy, they think it's a stringency, or could you please read it again? Sorry.
Okay,
so
given we should not take on stringencies without consulting a rabbi, lest we overstretch ourselves beyond our level. How should we view the teachings in Jewish intimacy as single people?
I'm not sure where is it. I mean, it's one of the subjects that we must learn. So, for example, okay, so let me answer this question. So, same as we said many times about this child, yeah, if child is obligated to observe the mitzvahs, no. If he's going to punish, he or she does not observe the mitzvah until the age of majority, which is 12 for girls, 13 for boys, absolutely not. But why do they teach and why make sure that it's a rabbi said that they must do it, right? Why? Right? Even though there is no punishment, there is no actual obligation. Because when from the day he turns 13, he would be obligated to put tefillin and and pray the whole prayer. It's like not one of these people that say, oh, I have to read all of this thing. Like people do not stop surprise me. Like I'm not sure. Like I'm trying not to react. So the guy is trying to get closer to Hashem for I don't know how many years, and he prays morning blessings, not the blessing on the Torah, and Shema Israel in a shorter version. So he would put tefillin, Shema Israel for first paragraph, take off tefillin. And that's how he said, I've been doing it for 3 years. Somebody told him. But I said, but you're such a smart person that it never occurred to you there is a shachar is a little longer than that. So it's not like they put in this book like for nothing. Like you normal. Like it's like always like surprises me how people can be so. I don't want to be stupid, but I don't want to say stupid. Naive you also cannot say. I don't know what is it. Right. So basically, what I'm trying to say, we have to prepare for everything. Meaning what? That if you want to this boy from the age of 13 start praying the whole prayer, so he must be praying this whole prayers from the age of 9, and it would be like the only difference for him now that he's going to be counting minyan. That's it. There is the only difference, and he would put filling. That's it. That's the only difference, and everything is the same. So then it's very easy, and it's like hands going into the gloves. So same as here. Yeah, the person is single. Maybe he or she was single for a long time. Doesn't matter. Now when they're going to get married, usually it's proper if you decided that's a good shidduch, right? So it's proper not to delay. So if you can get married, I don't know how many days you need. So if you need like invite people, this and that, arrange things. Okay, like how long do you need? 10 days, 2 weeks. So do in 2 weeks. So if you think that you're going to, with all of the craziness before the wedding, you would be able to read all of the like learn these things about intimacy in 2 weeks, you're dreaming. It's not going to happen. You're not going to even start, not even the first 15 minutes. But now, especially when person under the pressure, it's that usually most of the people do not perform well. But now when you're single and does not apply to you so much, so now you can in your own pace consume the information, internalize them, and the time comes, and you decided to go to get a wedding in 10 days, 7 days, or next Monday or next Thursday, whatever. So that's it. You're ready. Understand? So I would say it's very proper to be ready for that. Yeah. It's not like for kids who is 15 years old. It's not. It's too far fetched. But for adult that can get ready, can marry, nobody stops him or her. Yeah, you must get ready, prepared. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the next part or the question, is this something we should raise up when finding Shidduch? How do we know if we are on the level of applying the teachings?
I didn't get this part. Raised up, meaning to ask another party, or what does it mean?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, we have to be very, very careful. But so basically, when you're ready, so you can discuss some things, but of course, like indirectly. But of course, yeah, it's. I'm not sure at this point. I don't want to comment too much how to approach this thing, but it should be approached. Why properly, very very modestly, but of course we can discuss the things. Yes, with the other part. How I'm not ready to answer the question, so it's a very good thing.
Sure, but
You're welcome.
so it kind of reminds me of something that I did when I was speaking to this person that unfortunately things didn't work out between us, but I would send her the shiurim from Rabbi Ruben Shlita about this topic. The person was not into the shiurim of Rabbi Ruben, but still she took them very, very, I don't know, she kind of liked them. So I don't know if this would be like a proper thing to do, even though the other party may not be ready for this.
So that's a very good question. So when there's a conflict of hashkafa, yeah, Understand? So most likely this is not going to work. The Shidduch not going to work. So, but if it's that there is no conflict with Hashkafa whatsoever, when she finds it's very like educational, very strong, very good for life, very good to get to Olam Haba, final destination. Yeah, that's like a lot of problems solved right there. You understand? Usually people do not lie, and there is this class originally started long time ago with one of the we started with one of the students of Rabbeinu. He sent it to me, and we started learning. And he said that how many months? Whatever, some months after learning, he would get married, and he would get married to another of Rabbeinu as a student. So she's been a student even before him, maybe for a few years before. And they lived in like next towns, like, the greater New York, basically. Right? It's like neighborhoods, towns, doesn't matter. So and they got married like very fast because they were students. They were on the same line, on the same track. So they were like they had to discuss a few other things, and that's it. Very interesting. So, but with other people, you have to do. I mean, that's ideal case, right? But with other people, you have to ask them 100 questions. Yeah, maybe not 100. I don't want to over exaggerate. I apologize. So, but with other people, you have to like investigate where they're standing in a shkafa. Understand? But if a person was Rabbi Reuven Shlita's student for a long time, so you know that's many issues are resolved. Hopefully, of course, you can double check if you like somebody ask me, right? If I know any like person is working on his development of his character. Right, and the person asked me like if I know like in the course of our conversations, if I know like the things that we do together, if I notice something wrong, I said I did not notice anything wrong. Like we're not so close that you never like ask me like a very serious questions. So I said let me ask you a question from all of these clips that you saw, from all the classes of mine that you saw, what I said, what Rabbi Rush, if you had any objections, so you tell me, and then we see. Like otherwise, I do not know. Understand? So when a person learns this Shiurim for a year, 2 years, whatever, every day, right? So that should be a different person. Of course, there are exceptions, and there are crooks, and there are actors, and this and that, but. Most of the time, like people will tell the truth. Okay. So as this couple, perfect couple. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I believe this last part of the question says, how do we know if we are on the level of applying the teachings? Like, already covered.
I mean, unless you married, so it's not so easy to judge on a level of, like people can be like on theoretically prepared to everything, but when it comes to practice, and it's not always easy, and plus it's not depends only on us. There is a partner involved. You understand? So it's impossible to answer this question. So we try our best, try to prepare the partner, right? The partner, he or she also should be on a par, and maybe send them. So I do send this series to my students to watch. Absolutely. I mean, this even though I stopped some time ago because I am doing something else, right? But still, like I don't remember how many I watched, but very powerful. Everyone was like mind blowing. Like when you actually think that you know a thing or two, he would like send it to wastebasket. You understand? So with all of this deep concept and deep insight, it's unbelievable. So for sure, I would recommend. So you end up plus during the dating, you can recommend this thing, right? Because why? Because there is no marriage without intimacy. It's a very important part. It doesn't matter they're 20 years old or they're 30 or they're 50 or 70. Right? I don't know if I said one guy from my shul got married. I'm not sure how old is he. 70 plus for sure. He got married, newlywed. I mean, it's a second marriage. His wife, I think, passed away. He saw all the kids. He lives in Israel. Some kids in Israel, some kids here. So like they have, I think, his daughters here. Right? They had a celebration. Baruch Hashem. Very nice. Very nice. So you understand. So like the other part also have to be like the other side, like he or she. Also, like be on par, because this Jewish intimacy, it's what set us from other nations from being animals. And I said this holiness. So when Hashem says be holy, there are two explanations. Rashi said, I think Rashi said, sanctify yourself in these marital relations, and Ramban said, I think it's Ramban, maybe Rambam, I don't remember exactly. So he said, no, it's actually like it's abstinency, right? Abstain for something that is permissible, right? Which is what? So there is a wine that is permissible, so don't overdrink, right? So right, there's foods, this and that. So even though some activities are permissible, there's no problem to exercise, for example, right? So to stay healthy. So you need to run a little on a treadmill or whatever, right? So do some exercise. There is no problem whatsoever. But it should not take you 2 hours. It should not be like the main part of your life, right? Okay, something like on the side, right? So meaning to abstain from things which is permissible. But Rashi said that's purity, like in this holiness in relationships, absolutely. Right. So others, our partners, they should be on the par. That they should know if they say I don't accept it, that's too much. They do that. They say okay, yeah, too much. It's very good that you figure out right now. So forget about this sum in the Ketubah. Let him keep it, the whole sum. You understand? So it's better that nothing happened. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Question from Rav. Question: can we go to the dentist if the dental chair is in front of a cross of idolatry?
That's very interesting. I think that there's no problem. No problem. So, but I think you can always ask them to put the vertical blinds down, like you don't feel comfortable. Something like you don't have to explain. They're usually very accommodating. These doctors. I mean, they do not care.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Question from Rav. Unfortunately, in some country, it's illegal to bury a body without cremation. What will happen if a non-Jewish body is cremated? Would it help the soul if the ashes are buried after cremation?
I mean, it's irrelevant, but yeah, I mean, bury if possible. Yeah, it's better than they just stayed on top in the jar. Wow, that's very terrible. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So would it be problematic if these ashes are spread out? I don't know.
No, don't do this. It's idol worshippers do that. Just put them in the ground. It says person comes in the ground and has to go in the ground. Just straightforward way.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
sure that someone that gets cremated, as Shalom won't revive on the time of the.
That's a very good question. So I'm not sure. I hope the question is not. I mean, so maybe that they're going to revive his resurrection of the dead, but I'm not 100% sure. Because the whole reconstruction that comes from this loose bone. So even though they say that it's indestructible in the fire, on one hand, but when they give ashes, so I think there is no bones there. Maybe they take out bones. So I'm not an expert in bones.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question to Olaf. How do we avoid a situation of violating Shomer Negiah? If someone is handing us something like a receipt or money or a holy Sefer, is there, if there is no place to set it down, what should we say or do?
No, but Sefer is very simple. You hold one side, she holds another side. That's it. First of all, even if they touched it, it was not intentional. Right? If it would be offend the other person, maybe it's also there is no problem. So sometimes you have to take a change, right? From a clerk, and there is most of them are ladies. So if it's a credit card, it's simple, right? Today. Right, well, what I do, I stick into machine, or I slide in the machine. There is no touch whatsoever. You understand? Okay, they give you a receipt, but the receipt is a little longer, so you can take from the bottom of the receipt. They not usually hold it in the middle. They rip receipt right from a machine, and they hold from one side, and you take from another side. There is no problem. Or sometimes when it's the stupid people, they put the bills and that not stupid. I apologize. So for them it's normal, but for us it's not. And put the change on in the middle. So I would make look for some. I say, hey, put on the counter. I'm going to take it. Put on the counter. Thank you very much. And when I would take a few seconds, look a little stupid. Look like I'm looking for something. My phone, my phone. But most of the people, there is no problem. So there is possible to take from women. I'm talking about myself without touching. I never touch anybody. Maybe one time, by accident, but that's it. Trying to avoid all this. But when I see that she puts the bills in the palm and change on top, so I said please set it in the bottom. But the best case, what I'm trying, if they accept credit card, I better prefer the credit card. So there is no touching whatsoever. No handling. I mean, just a receipt on paper. It's very simple. The books and what was the third case? What books? What else?
It says a receipt or money or holy Sefer.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, just like money. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we discussed all of them. Yeah. So we're trying. So yeah. Again, if there is no other way, so just say please put it in the counter. But we said that there is no room to put it in the counter. Okay. What can you do? So you try not to touch, and you show to the person you're very careful not to touch. So usually people get the message, unless they're crazy. If you're standing somewhere, okay. You're welcome.
This question says, regarding a convert having non-Jewish parents, is it preferable to arrange them to be buried instead of cremated if their wishes are to be cremated?
That's a very good question. So if they want to be cremated, but you prefer, I mean, that's proper for them to get buried. So I mean, I would say like this. you're not obligated to spend extra money to do that. Right? If it's let's say if a person is not very rich to begin with, and this if they're going to cancel a cremation and do the burial, it's going to cost them 3 times or 4 times more, for example. Of course, it's not going to come. If it can come from inheritance, there is no problem. But if it's from your own money, so you're not obligated. Basically, you can do it, but you're not obligated. Especially if you don't have, if you have to borrow this and that, so you're not obligated. If you get inheritance, for example, from them, yeah, and you can afford, yeah, that would be proper to do that.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So far, there's no more questions on the board. Can we ask a couple questions?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, so in last week's parasha, when Yosef came with his 2 sons to be blessed by Yaakov, Yaakov put his hands in this X shape in order to bless Ephraim and Manasseh, but he wanted to bless Manasseh with the right hand. Okay, sorry, Ephraim with the right hand. And okay, so in the order that is written in the parasha, puts his hands over Yosef's sons, and then he blesses Yosef. He doesn't give right away the blessing to them. This is the way it's written. So I was wondering, why is this? Is this because he blessed them in such a fashion because they're in a sense considered like one tribe or something like that?
So yes, it's actually not one or two tribes. Yeah. So he said that those are going to be like sons to me. So like Yehuda and like Levi and Shimon, right? So right. So do we start from youngest children? Like when we bless children, you have several children. I think you start with older children. Why did he change the order? I'm not sure. The reason why Yosef came there in order to his children to be blessed. You understand? That was the agenda. And then since he was there, he also got blessed. But the main point was for them to get blessed.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So about this blessing, the specific blessing that Yaakov Avinu gave to Yosef afterwards when he blessed him, I believe we say this blessing on the Abdallah. I believe we say this part when he says that should, something like that. I'm kind of paraphrasing it. That should the blessings from above and from below come to you. He says something similar to this. I don't know what is this referring to from above and below. Blessings from above and blessings from below. What is this referring to?
I'm not sure if you send me the verse exactly. I can look up. I don't want to speculate because for sure there's a commentary, very clear commentary, but don't remember. But that's how we bless boys, right? With this, you should be like Ephraim and Manasseh, right?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, my last question for today. Are we allowed to rebuke someone that, on one hand, is doing something that is not forbidden by the halacha, but on the other hand, it's not recommendable what this person is doing? Are we allowed to rebuke him? Okay,
that's a very good question. So some say if it's rabbinical, and it would make him worse, so don't tell him. So if it's custom, also you're not obligated, but a proper, like not to rebuke, but tell person. So if there's any chance that he or she is going to listen to us, yeah, we should tell them. And many people get embarrassed. I did not know. I mean, embarrassed not because of what we said, but because of the actions. This, I did not know this and that, and they change the actions. Right? Maybe after that they switch back, but but at least in the time being they actually regret and they want to change. Maybe maybe they're going to change. So we're allowed to tell them. So of course, starts very humble. I did not know myself. I just learned it, who I am. To tell you, probably know more. But this thing, maybe the only thing that I know, like something like that. Right? And you can tell them what they're going to do. It's not up to us. And we try and be nice, trying to show that we're trying to help them, and that's it. Okay. What else? Oh, you said it's like last question.
Right? Yes, for today, my last question.
So it was worked very well for me. Work out very well for me last Thursday when I told you the things from what I learned, because I made the clips, 5 clips from that what I told you on Thursday very fast, like because it worked out. So I want to tell you my next clip. So you're going to enjoy it hopefully, and I'm going to benefit even more. So it's the story is about a person whose name was Shomer, and he was the son of the shopkeeper. And he I need to write down. He was a talmid and a helper, a shamash of the Chotkov Rebbe. So Chotkov is actually it's very famous Rebbe, very famous dynasty. They're from Ukraine. So I looked up on a map. I mean, it's somewhere like tiny town in the middle of Ukraine. I don't know if they know about Chotkov Rebbe, but it doesn't matter. So this person was there. He was a Rebbe. He was a younger fellow, and he would serve him. And this Rebbe, this holy Rebbe, had several daughters. And for many years, from the time they were born, he collected money, saved up money for their wedding. And he had a stender. Stender is where we put books in. There is a compartment inside, and not in all of the stender, but in all the ones they have like a key. You can put your talis, your tefillin. You can lock it or don't lock it, whatever you want. And this holy Rebbe, since he would spend most of the time in the shul, so he would keep his money there in the stender, right? And one day it was the 14th of Nisan. So 14th of Nisan, like beginning, like 13th nights from 13th or 14th, when we do what? We do bdika chometz. So we check all of the compartments, all the cracks and crevices, wherever we have chometz. And of course, the time came, and he wanted to check this compartment. He almost forgot because based on his calculation, he had enough money for all of his daughters to get married, right? So that's it. So he opened the compartment, this standard, and he saw money and gun. Money and gun. He almost had a heart attack. What happened a few months before, that, this assistant of his, this Shomer, got married, young fellow in his 20s, and he moved away to another town, and he bought himself a small shop, and he became very successful. He started trading, very successful in a few months. So this Rabbi of Chotkov, came home and said to his wife, "Look, you would not believe what happened." And he told you what happened. And she said, "That's your boy, this Shomer. He took the money." He said, "Cannot be. He's honest fellow. I know him. He's God fearing. He's this." He said, look, nobody had the access like he's always with you. He saw that you hiding money there. Like who else could have taken, right? Who else? And they said no. They say yes. I have a little family meeting and say, look, it's him. Who else? And plus, look, where did he get the money to open the store? And he's very successful. Okay, it's your money. So this rabbi with a heavy heart, arranged the carriage, and he goes, and he comes to this town when this Shomer lives, and this young fellow, he saw his rabbi from the window, and he started drop everything in the store. He was so happy to see the rabbi after the wedding. He hadn't seen him for several months. He ran outside very happy and wanted to kiss his hand. And this rabbi was a little cold, and he said, "No, we need to talk. Let's go inside." He was very strict, very solemn, right? And he said this and that. And he said, "Look, that's what happened. I had this money." He said, "You have to understand. I've been collecting for 20 years. This coin to coin. That's all I have. I would not be able to marry my daughters." And when this Shomer understood that he is the main suspect, he became red. He became white. He said, "1 second, Rabbi." He went to the back. He brought the money. He said, "Here's the 200 coins. I owe you 300 more. Just give me some time. Give me 6 months more. I'm going to pay you back. Business is good. Just give me some more time." And Rabbi said, "Okay, thank you very much. Okay, sorry that happened this way. Sorry, I apologize, Rabbi. I apologize. So the Rabbi came back, and of course he was a little relieved that the money was found. But then he was had this heavy load on his heart. How he looks such a nice fellow, such a young fellow, such an honest person. How could he have done it to me? He knew I'm not a rich man. I collect penny by penny. You take my money from me for." Okay, but okay. So time passed by, and there was inn, like a bar or something, right? The bar. It's not bar. They would sell alcohol, they'd eat, some sleep, inn. Right, in olden days, and once there was a Jewish innkeeper, a company of non-Jews come, and one beggar, not the beggars, but a very very poor person. He said, "I'm going to pay for the whole party, 20 people with him. I'm going to buy everybody drinks and extra and food and that." And he said, this innkeeper said, "You have money?" He said, "Yeah, here is a gold coin, my friend. I'm lucky today. I found this gold coin. Today's a big party." Okay, so gold coin. So of course everybody partied, and next week again this mob comes, and they say, "Okay, everybody's everything on me." And guess what? I have another gold coin. And after it happened the third time, so this guy, this innkeeper, said something is wrong. So poor people have all of the gold coins. If he would put the pile of change, I understand. But the gold coins. So he went to police department, and he told that's what happened. What should we do? And the policeman said, we cannot arrest him because there is no case, or what, people cannot have money. He said, "I found it on the road. Maybe somebody dropped. How are you going to prove?" But he said, this smart policeman said, give him a little stronger liquor and talk to him and ask where did he get this money from. He said, "Okay, good idea." So this innkeeper was put into this guy, and then he asked, actually, tell me, you're so lucky how you probably coming for the next 6 months with all of this money of yours. He said, "Absolutely, you can count it." He said, "But you found everything in one place." He said, "Tell the truth." So the guy is drunk. So my wife is working. She's a cleaning lady in this synagogue for these Jewish people, So and she saw one time that this rabbi had this bag of money, right? And he said that Jews, they can get more money, but we are poor people, we need it. So she actually was able to open the lock and took the money, and we were quiet for 3 months, and see nobody suspected her. So now we decided to spend it. So of course this innkeeper came to police. They arrested this guy. Of course he admitted everything, and actually he used only 4 coins from the whole 4 gold coins from the whole pack of money. They call a rabbi, discuss it, give them the money. So now this rabbi cannot believe what happened, and he goes back to this Anshel mayor. And Anshel mayor, when he saw Rabbi coming, he ran to greet him and said, Rabbi, actually I don't have the whole sum because you came a little early. This and he said, no, stop, no. So Rabbi said, please tell me, but you did not take the money. He said, no. But why did you tell me when I came to you that you took the money? Why did you admit something that you never do? You couldn't deny it. You have to clean our names. If somebody blame us, and we have to clean our names. And said, Rabbi, you had to see your face. So I was afraid that something would happen to you, and you suspected me. So I decided to pay you money. Right? So Rabbi kissed him on the head and gave him all of this money that he gave him before. And he said, I'm going to bless you that you're never going to have any issues with the wealth. The wealth is going to come to you. And the full name of this person is what? Anshel Moshe Rothschild. And why is it a Rothschild? That's the first Rothschild. Is because his father had a store, and I don't remember how to pronounce the first word, whether it's Polish and Russian. I'm not sure how, but something Roth and shield, and it was red. Roth, it's like for red, I guess, and shield because it was like some emblem and a red shield. So the shield is the same in Yiddish. So that's how they pronounce Rothschild, and that's how they pronounce in European. Not in English, but Rothschild, not Rothschild. It's very interesting. That's how he started, from the blessing of this holy day. That's a story for you. All right. So thank you very much for joining us, and please join us tomorrow for Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Thank you, and good night.
Take care. Have a good night.
Good night.